In this video, I want to show you how I got that beautiful crackle textured finish on the one side of the bunny. So I'm going to do the other side just like it and just give you a quick rundown of the products I used to achieve such a pretty finish. So first off, the little bunny did come from the Easter section at Hobby Lobby. I put on 1 coat of plaster Waverly chalk paint, and you don't have to wait for that to dry to do this, because the next product I'm using is the magic product. It is the one I'm raving about because it does do all the pretty texture work for this piece. And it is a Crackle Paste by Tim Holtz Ranger brand. Also found it at Hobby Lobby. And you can put it on with a palette knife or whatever you like. I found the palette knife gives some really pretty texture and movement as well in the patterns of how it's placed on there. But the magic really happens when it dries, either naturally air dries, or you can put some heat on this because heat will help with cracking, and it just sped it up, and look how pretty. So you can see the movement of my palette knife. That's why I liked the palette knife, but you could certainly apply it with some other tools. Next, we're going to get that crackle to pop even more. We're going to start with a color wash, which is just a chalk paint in the color sandstone with a little bit of water. And we're going to put that over the entire surface and wipe that back. And so what that did is that color wash went down in the cracks, and it's just kind of highlighting it a little bit more. And then we're going to take it one step further, and we're going to pull in some antiquing wax as well. Now, you can decide how many different products you want to do, how simple you want this to look. I'm just going for a slightly interesting, of course, vintagey, aged look. So this is going to help a lot. So suddenly, see, now you can see those cracks a little bit better and the movement of the palette knife from the texture paste, and it's looking really good. I'm also going to do that along the edges of the bunny because I had not finished off that. And you may have seen me do this project if you watch me on Facebook Live or on YouTube replay. I did the other side in real time. So this one is just sped up, just highlighting all the products and the steps. So yeah, pull this antique wax out. This is the Folk Art Home Decor Antique Wax. Use a brush or a little sponge brush. I'm going to highlight and really get the shape of the bunny to pop. I feel that that's very defining. And then I'm going to use a baby wipe, and I'm going to kind of feather in the harshness of applying that wax, and it just kind of makes it look a little bit softer. While I often do full coat coverage of antiquing wax, I didn't want to on this bunny because I wanted to make sure that all the beautiful colors, the white of the paste, the off-white of the plaster color, and the antiquing wax brown kind of all was showing, just to give lots of interest, some visual interest. So I love the way it turned out. Now, because this is a crackle paste, you will see actual texture, and you do run the risk of some of it possibly flaking off. Now, I would say for the most part, it's not going to flake off. But here, if you'd like to take the extra step of putting Mod Podge, some kind of decoupage glue, or some kind of clear coat, would be a great thing to do. I used a matte finish so that I didn't lose that matte kind of plastery look. And then now I'm going to take a couple different florals. I have some greenberry sprigs from Hobby Lobby and some like dried floral things I found on clearance, I think from the fall at Walmart. So, and I just used a light duty stapler to attach those around the bunny's neck. And then I'm going to use a little bow maker, bow jig, and some ripped Osnaburg fabric to do a sweet, simple little bow. I'm going to pull that off and then hot glue that in place. Trim it up a little bit. I am going to hot glue another little piece of the Osnaburg that I trim off this bow right over the staples to kind of help cover that up, because I know you can't see it from here, but there are some staples and I don't want those to show. So I'm just going to lay that down. That makes a good first layer. Then the bow will sit right on top of that. And we are finished. Now our bunny is complete. So wherever I display him, he'll be pretty from both sides. And I hope that you enjoy this one. I think it would look great with, of course, a number of different embellishments, and even playing with the colors of the texture, depending on what your Easter decor is like. But I just really wanted to introduce you to the Crackle Paste if you had never seen it in action before, because it is quite amazing. Thank you for hanging out today and watching. I hope that you'll be inspired, and have a wonderful day.